first few days after it became apparent that we were in fact getting hit with the coronavirus, so much was unknown. As lockdown measures went into place, we contacted each one of our dealerships with recommendations for remote procedures and service department strategies. Over the past few months, we have collected some data that create this timeline summary of COVID-19 and how it relates to automotive. March 2020. Within the first 2 weeks of in-person dealership sales being stopped, automotive service searches increased by nearly 70%. Dealerships who offered pickup and drop-off service, as well as disinfecting of the vehicle upon service completion, were ahead of the game. Many dealerships began to pull their advertising and shift any remaining dollars towards service. At D2D, we sat down and strategized how best to utilize the resources each dealership had in order to help out the community. Many dealerships at this time offered vehicles for supply, transportation, and food delivery. Essential dealership staff were kept on, while unfortunately most were furloughed. April 2020. After 3 weeks of extremely limited, if any, sales, dealerships were really feeling the slowdown in sales. In mid-April, dealerships in some states were able to conduct remote sales. Dealerships in these areas set up new protocols for online deals and set up signature stations and vehicle delivery. For many spots in the country, April saw the peak of the virus, and even with remote practices, sales continued to be extremely limited and most were lease returns. Lease return was the most popular sales-related search online. Clients in the Midwest continued business with little infection rates. Manufacturers, on the other hand, began to advertise their new policies in the COVID-19 world. They offered no payments for a certain amount of months and/or payment forgiveness and longer financing terms. May 2020. We hoped we were nearing the end of the lockdown in May, but we all knew this wasn't the end of the virus. In the Northeast, it was announced that certain businesses could start to reopen at the end of the month. Dealerships prepared for some return to normalcy, and certain staff were brought back to the dealerships. Searches in sales-related terms started to rise again in the Northeast and West Coast markets. June 2020. June was the comeback month across the nation for automotive. Across the country, dealership sales rose in June and so did advertising dollars. Money spent was on average at 40% of what it was before the virus. Pent-up demand saw an increase in sales year over year for many manufacturers. Online buyers gravitated towards ad copy that spoke about safe and fast car buying. Social media advertising proved highly effective during this time, as we saw up to a 50% increase in conversions on social. Paid search ads included ad copy about safe car buying, and these conversions came right back up to pre-coronavirus numbers. July 2020. With great sales numbers in June, many dealerships saw a slight decrease in sales over the first 2 weeks of July. Dealerships now face inventory issues with prolonged delays in manufacturing and used inventory in such high demand. We are still closely monitoring this situation this month, but it seems that in most areas, the shopping behaviors are back to normal in terms of online car buying research. Check back as we keep you up to date on the COVID-19 automotive trends. If you need help navigating this ever-changing advertising environment, please give us a call. My name is Christine, and I am the Director of Digital Strategy and Sales at Digital to Dealer Direct.